Hey, you guys, it's Brandy Chanel. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to your Ready to Love Season 4, Episode 3 review. Without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, you guys, so let's get into this week's episode of Ready to Love Season 4, Episode 3. This is the review. Just putting it out there, I'm dropping Our Kind of People and I'm dropping BMF. I am going to be picking up more shows. I am picking up Insecure. Next season, I will be picking up Married at First Sight, and I will be picking up Put a Ring on It. So those shows that I really like, those non-reality television shows, I'm gonna keep for myself, okay? And I'm gonna give you guys what the reality television, because it seems like a lot of you all are watching the reality television more than you are watching the scripted shows. So that's what I'm going to continue to do. Sorry for looking a mess. I was slicking my hair back and I put a little tie on it, as you can see, and I have my hat on. So without further ado, y'all don't want to hear me rambling on. Let's go ahead and get into Ready to Love. So this week's episode was pretty good. It gave us lots to talk about. Not a whole lot, but enough. This episode begins with Tommy setting up a happy hour for the people. Ticia comes in and she wants to confront the guys, like, "Yeah, what happened? I thought y'all was feeling me." And Phil says he didn't get to know her. And Corey says something corny. I forgot what he said, but it was irrelevant. But at this point, I just want Ticia to get over it. That's the name of the game. Somebody has to be in the bottom two. Like, I get where she's coming from. Like, y'all all kind of played her like, I'm feeling you, and y'all wasn't. So she's feeling some type of way. She's a woman. She's in her feelings. I got it. But at this point, I just want her to get over it. So Tommy appears and he announces that 9 of them are left, and the ladies need to decide this week which man is leaving. The guys, everyone goes off and they're mixing and mingling, and Tyrone is making his way to all the ladies. I put here, he's coming off a little awkward. I don't think that mixing and mingling is his ideal dating situation. Meaning, I think he's one of those guys who he wants it to happen organically. Like, he wants to meet someone, get to know them, and date just that one person. I don't think mixing and mingling is his thing, because he's socially awkward. He's already said he's a nerd. He's a techie. So he doesn't do good in social situations. We find out later another reason why that is, and we're going to get to it. But that's one of the reasons why, he's coming off a little awkward. I do think more Black women need to start giving other types of Black men a chance. Stop paying so much attention to the ballers and the sexy guys and the guys who like take selfies like Corey. Give some attention to the nerds, because those are the ones who will treat you like a queen. For the most part, you never know, honey. You never know. Carrie and Carrington are having a conversation. She wants to get to know him other than what he looks like. She wants to get past his looks. I think at this moment, Carrington is giving Carrie his representative. I said that because he's asking her all these questions. I'm not mad at the questions, but it's giving I'm interviewing you for a job to see if you're good enough to be with me. That's what it's giving me. And, like I said, I don't mind the questions. We're getting to know each other. This is what mixing and mingling is. This is the process of getting to know each other. So I don't mind the questions, but it's like he's asking all these questions, but yet not giving any information. So that's the issue that I have with Carrington. I also say here, I believe on these types of situations, it's good to ask questions if you're getting to know someone. Already explained that. Camille asks Dante what his credit score is, and Shiloh says she knows how to twerk. I don't know how twerking is important in a relationship. I don't know what it can do for the other person. I don't know what twerking, I guess it's, it can help out in the bedroom, I guess, but I don't understand why we're giving up this information when we're getting to know someone. I don't know. Maybe call me old fashioned, but why are we, you're in your 30s. Why do we care about twerking? Twerking don't pay the bills. Okay. It doesn't. Camille asking Dante his credit score. That's a personal question. Like, why are we asking that? Like, I would ask, what do you do for a living? I would, from there on, I would kind of um figure that it would, depending on what his job is, he's getting some coin, he's getting a little bit of coin. That doesn't necessarily mean that he has a great credit score, as Martell Holt has showed us, okay? But I do feel like, that is too much of a personal question for us just getting to know each other. Like, reel it in a little bit, Camille. Reel it in, honey. This is nothing. It was just too much. It was too much. Courtney and Cornelius are talking. Courtney says she's an alpha female and she likes going after men, and tells Cornelius that she doesn't like her hair being, messed with, but she don't mind it being tugged on. Listen, I don't mind Courtney's assertiveness. I think it's good to show people who you really are up front, so you won't have to waste your time. Like, this is who I am. If you like it, cool. If you don't, you can be on your way. You don't have to waste my time. However, I wonder if she's coming on a little too strong. Y'all let me know down in the comments. Do you know if she's coming on just a little bit too strong? Corey and Sabrina are having a conversation. Sabrina says she's definitely grown and sexy, and she is. I love Sabrina. She's one of my faves. It's hard to take Corey seriously because of how he started. So sometimes when Corey is talking, it's just like he's just running game on you, basically. It's like he's giving you his representative. He's like, he's not really saying a whole lot. He's just doing this whole smooth talking, spiel. And you can't do that with women who, A, are ready to be in serious relationships, and B, who's been there, done that, and C, who ain't got time for the bullshit, okay? Who can see right through you, okay? We don't care about all of that, Corey. And I love that Sabrina, she kind of just shut him down. She says, what'd she say? So Corey asked Sabrina out on a date, and she basically said no. Let's get to know each other more. And Corey took offense to that. Corey says he felt defeated and he was ready to go home. See, here's the problem with Corey. Corey is used to getting his way. Corey is used to going on these first dates, and the woman being so desperate to be with him that she will just basically give him what he wants. That's why it never goes to a second date, because by the first date, he's probably already smashed. And you cannot play them type of games with Sabrina. Like I said, Sabrina she's old. She's the oldest, okay? She's up there as far as age. So you can't be running them types of games on her, because she can see right through that shit. She saw right through Corey. She saw right through that nigga. She was like, let's get to know each other first. Why going on the first date? Like, let's have more conversations. Let's talk about other stuff other than the physical. Let's talk about your job. Let's talk about my job, my dreams, my goals, your dreams, your goals, what you want for the future, what you got going on now. These are the types of conversations she is seeking at her age, not you look good and you grown and sexy. Girl, fuck out of here. Anyway, so I swear I can't pronounce this girl's name to save my life. Mumin and Corey goes out on the date because he changed her tire. Y'all women are so basic. Some of y'all women are so basic. A man, like, you just saw what he did. Like, literally, you was there at the mixer when he asked A, B, and C out on a date, and because he changed your tire. Okay, girl, I'm gonna let you do you. Corey keeps saying that he excels at the first date. If you excel at the first date, why doesn't it ever turn to a second and a third date? Hell, why doesn't it ever turn into a full-blown relationship if that's where you excel at? You know why you excel is because you are giving these women your representative. You're not giving them your true self, because if you give these women your true self, you probably won't get a second, third, fourth, or even a relationship with these women, because they are not going to have time for that bullshit. You're a hit it and quit it. That's what you are, a hit it and quit it, a goddamn tip drill. Okay, that's what you is. Okay, they're going out on a walk. I thought that was cheap. Like that's a sign to me. Like, why are we going on a walk? Like, take me to a restaurant where first of all, I feel like a first date should always be at a nice restaurant. Therefore, it's intimate. There's people around in case you want to act a fool, okay? And this is where we can sit one-on-one and have a conversation. Like, we can do the walks when we get to know each other. We can do the movies. We can do like little adventurous stuff later on down the line. First date, a restaurant, period. Okay, a nice restaurant. Don't be having a motherfucker take you to Applebee's and shit. That's not what I mean by a restaurant. Chili's, Applebee's, TGI Fridays. No. You better take me to Roof Crisp, okay? Stop playing with me. Camille and Walter go out on a date with Courtney and Cornelius. Camille says she likes Cornelius and she wants to, she wanted to go on a date with Courtney and Cornelius because she felt like she wanted to see how Cornelius is with other women, how affectionate he is with other women. So basically, she used Walter to do this spy thing with with Cornelius and Courtney just to see how he is, because she may like Walter. I love Walter. I think Walter is a good guy, but Cornelius, that's her. She basically said that was her boyfriend after knowing him for a couple of minutes. Okay, she's a nut. Camille's a nut. I'm telling you guys. Camille asked about religion, and quite honestly, everyone gave a politically correct answer. I think the only one who really answered honestly was Walter, because he said he's more spiritual than religious. So they all asked. So she asked about religion, and like I said, I feel like Walter was he only gave an honest answer. Everyone gave these grand, answers, these answers that anyone would want to hear on a first date, right? I walk with the Lord, I wash in the blood of the Lamb. They gave these answers that I don't really feel like they live their lives by. I don't feel like any one of these people, they live, the Christian way all the time. So I don't know if I believe them all, especially Camille and Courtney. Maybe Cornelius, but Camille and Courtney are not giving me, they walk with the blood of the Lamb. Okay, they don't give me that at all. So we're back with Moomin and Corey, and they are on a date, and they're having a picnic again, cheap, and I put, Moomin, I don't know what her name is, says that her love language, I think, was touching. It's just giving too much sexual energy for the first date. This is the first date. Why are we giving so much energy to the first goddamn date? Like, can we talk about something other than what you look like and what your booty do and all this? Can we talk about something else? See, that's why I said Corey is a tip drill, because this is all you're gonna get is face and body, and he's average at best. I'm sorry, he may think I'm average, but that's fine. I'm married already. I don't give a fuck about what you think. Moomin says her perception of Corey has changed. Again, how you just this is the first goddamn day. How has the perception changed? Like, come on. Corey says he liked the fact that she called him. Girl, what? And you had to call him? So he asked you on a date and you called him. Why didn't he call you? Girl, you pursuing him. What you doing, girl? Okay, so she asked Corey how important is sex in a relationship. He says it's very important. Of course it is, because that's all you're good for. You're not good for anything else. Cornelius brings up the topic of sex, and Camille says that she needs to wait. Courtney says that she needs sex bad, or it's going to be bad, if the sex is bad. If the sex is bad, then she's not going to be his wife. And Walter says he needs it. So I'm like, okay. Again, why are we talking about sex? This is the first freaking day. We're getting to know each other. We don't need to talk about something as intimate as sex. What? Cornelius seems like he wants to wait, and Courtney says she can't wait for sex till after marriage. Okay, girl. I mean, listen, I'm not mad at that because you don't want to be stuck in a marriage with somebody who is not up to par in the bedroom. You don't want to do that, but let's not do it. Let's wait a few months. Like, let's establish each other as at least courting, as at least being in a relationship before we go breaking out the sex. You know what I mean? Because I'm telling y'all, I get what she's saying. So we're back with Corey and Moomin. They're wrapping up their date, and Corey decides to sit behind her. Again, I keep saying this, but this is the first date. Like, why are we doing all of this? It's giving too much for the first date. But she was feeling it. She didn't mind it. And there you go. I mean, there you go. She didn't give a shit. So Zadia goes on a date with Tyrone. I thought her outfit was cute. She wore like a little athletic piece. It was a like little leggings piece, like she was going to go work out. I would have loved, because of where they was going, it looked like they went for tea or something like that, for bubble tea, or they just went for drinks. I would have loved to see her in a sundress, like a little sundress, nothing too much, just a little bit, just a little sundress. But I still think she looked cute, and I thought her body looked amazing. They start talking about their connection and her job as a physical trainer. And then Tyrone goes off to say that he has PTSD. So he was in the military, he has a military background. He was deployed twice. He's been hospitalized twice. I say here in my notes, I'm loving their conversation. It was much deeper than talking about sex and the other subjects that the other couples were talking about. I'm worried about Tyrone. I'm thinking maybe, I don't know, he didn't really go into therapy or say that he was going into therapy or he's currently in therapy, but he did really, I think that he needs to heal mentally first before he can dedicate himself to somebody. Even though I was feeling their conversation, I'm glad they, dug deep. He was willing to share. They didn't talk about sex or what they look like and the physical part of themselves. They actually got to the root of some things you would want to know if you're trying to pursue somebody. So I appreciate Tyrone for being open, but I am a little worried about him. I'm kind of like, I don't know if he need to be in this type of situation. I don't know. It can be a burden on his mate, or, you never know. Okay, so Aisha and Carrington go on a date. Carrington is 33, Aisha is 38, and they discuss their age difference. Carrington says he's always been in a situationship. Aisha states that his job, his job is based on the nightlife, and that can be an issue for her. And listen, Carrington says that her age doesn't matter to him, and we're going to find out what happens with his little situation with Sabrina later on. But I'm thinking it's because he wants someone to take care. He's looking for a mother figure. That's basically what it is. He's looking for a mother figure. Aisha basically says that the nightlife, is not going to work for her. So I think she needs to go swindle over there to Walter. That's what she needs. She needs to go find her way to Walter if she's looking for a man who's stable. Maybe Cornelius, Phil looks stable. Phil is one of my favorites. Cornelius is one of my favorites. And Walter is one of my favorites. And Naeem is one of my favorites as well. But we're going to see, because these men on these shows, they be coming, right and correct. And then towards the episode, they lose me. So we'll see. But anyway, let's get back to Carrington and Aisha. I thought they had a good conversation too. They got deep into some things. She started sharing about her family and her kids, and she got real emotional on the first date, but that's fine. Well, at least they weren't talking about sex, okay? She says that she doesn't feel like Carrington is, even though he says he's looking for a serious relationship, she don't feel like he's ready at 33. And I was just like, well, what age? Like, we're talking about 33, not 23. I feel like at 33, you should be, if not already settled, you should be planning on getting settled down soon. I think that's a great age to be 33. But I think I think what contributes to that thought process is his nightlife. Like if he's not willing to let that go, then maybe her being as old as she is and having children is not the best situation for them. Okay. So Naeem, Donta, Shiloh, Zadia, and Ticia go on a group date. They talk about what turns them on. Again, we're talking about sex. We're all getting to know each other. We're talking about sex. Ticia says she likes smart men. I'm loving Ticia as well. And the reason why I'm loving Ticia as well is because she's direct and she's assertive without she's assertive and she knows what she wants and she's confident. She's not aggressive. She's not thirsty is what I'm getting at. She doesn't come off like that, where I feel like some of the women are coming off just a little bit desperate and thirsty. Yeah, like Camille. Girl. All right. Shiloh says she loves physical touch. She's a sexual person. I love it. I got it. Why are we talking about it? Like, what other things you got? What other qualities about yourself can you present? What other qualities? Because we've heard too much of everybody's sexual in this group. Everybody is a bunch of freaks in this group. Okay. Donta seems to like that. He's attracted by it. I'm sure he is. What man wouldn't, right? Naeem seems uncomfortable with the conversation, and I'm kind of like Naeem at the table, like, damn, this is like, we're talking about this in a group, you know? They ask, where was the strangest place you had sex? I'm like, this ain't a conversation for the first date. Like, what the hell? Ticia says, no one needs to know that but me and my man. And I'm like, ding, 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 ding. No one needs to know what the freakiest place. We trying to get to know each other. We're ready to settle down. The first thing we don't need to talk about is sex. We can get into that later. Okay. After a few more dates, we can get to sex later. Not now. Not now. This is not the time. Okay. Jesus. It's a bunch of freaks these groups is. Okay, so the ladies meet up with Tommy to discuss what man they're trying to get rid of this week. Aisha got into a car accident. Phil went to go see about her. Wonderful. I'm feeling Phil. Even though we didn't get to see a lot of him this episode, I am really feeling him. Majority of the ladies seem to have a connection with Cornelius. So that was like Camille. It was like Courtney, Carrie, Zadia. I think they all majority of the women had connections with Cornelius. Camille and these facial expressions, it's like she done put a stamp on Cornelius. It's like, ma'am, you have got to date around, okay? Cornelius is not yours yet. And by the way you're acting, you're going to lose Cornelius because you were acting just a little bit too possessive too quickly, okay? It's going to run him off, okay? It's going to run him just a little bit off, okay? So Sabrina, Zadia, and Carrie have a connection with Tyrone. Tyrone had told Carrie that he called Carrie and said that he wasn't interested in her. And it was, I guess, his tone that she didn't like. She said she was disappointed. And then what's interesting, then he called Shiloh and explained to Shiloh what he had said and said he felt bad. Now, was it wrong what he did? Yes. But I think, and I'm giving him a lot of grace here, it is because I think he has PTSD and he doesn't know how to break stuff down gently. Like there's something going on with his the emotional part of him he's not in touch with. So he doesn't know how to express himself in a delicate manner is what I will say. So I kind of understand why Carrie was upset about that. Majority of the women are not feeling Corey and they're not feeling Carrington. So they all talk about their experiences with Carrington. Sabrina says, her and Carrington were on the phone and he basically snapped at her because she said that their age difference is a issue for her. And he basically snapped at her. I mean, and you know what? I'm like, you can't be mad at that. Go pursue some other women who are your age. Like, I did not like Carrington's attitude. He came off like a whole bitch ass to me. You know what I mean? Like, go if you seeing that she's not feeling your age difference. If you see that Aisha is not feeling, go pursue the women that are your age. Like, go do that. Don't do that. Like, it was some real bitch ass shit. I ain't like that. So then Tissia meets up with Corey and Camille meets up with Carrington, right? Corey is still being a little inappropriate. Like, he hugs her and he's just being real inappropriate and being real goofy acting. He's so corny, right? So Corey tells Tissia he likes the dress she wore and that he has to put his hands on her with her permission. I'm like, no, you don't have to put your hands on her. You don't. Yes, you might want to ask for permission, but at least you're asking for permission and she gave you permission. Camille is over there trying to tell Carrington how the ladies feel about him. He's getting very defensive. He's very rude. She's telling him something. He's like, well, let's get back to us. I don't think he's realizing that this is not a normal date. This is your elimination. This is your elimination. Okay, you're about to be dismissed. And that's what she ended up doing, dismissing him because I don't know, like, I wanted Corey to leave, but after seeing, Carrington's attitude, I'd rather much put up with Corey than put up with Carrington. So they pretty much eliminated Carrington. Y'all, I'm thinking that Corey is going to be on this show for a long time. I think he's going to be our entertainment. He's going to be the one causing some of the drama. Him and Camille are going to be the ones that is going to be causing some stirs on the show. And that's why they're going to be around for a long time. Now, whether they get picked or not is something different, but they're definitely going to be sticking around because they're entertainment. They're entertaining. But that is my review for Ready to Love, episode 3, season 4. Let me know down at the bottom how you feel about this episode. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Until next time,